I'm Doreen Ahau, born Lee. I was born in 1925, and I was able to vote in the first election because that was the year they allowed us to vote. Yes, I did vote in the very first election in 1946, because that's when I became 21, and it was an honor somehow.
At age 91, Doreen Ahau is a member of that exclusive club of surviving voters who can lay claim to the honor of having voted in the very first election under universal adult suffrage in Trinidad and Tobago in 1946. Most likely, she came to this address at 53 Robert Street, Woodbrook, on that Monday morning of July 1st, 1946. It was a private residence doubling as a polling station.
It wasn't unusual to have to go into a house. You just walked into the house, maybe there are a couple of people in the house, and I don't remember having to go behind a screen or anything like that.
Mrs. Ahau recalls the 46 campaign as being very different from today's high-powered, high-priced events.
Now and then, you would hear somebody by a street corner talking. I don't remember that they had big loudspeakers.
Growing up in Sackville Street, Port of Spain, Mrs. Ahau was close enough to the breakfast shed, then on Edward Street, which had been started by Audrey Jeffers, the leading female politician of the time.
Audrey was a special kind of woman. She did a lot of work for the people. So she was popular that way. And she was very respected by any other person.
Among her childhood friends was Sulan Soy Moyu, who would grow up to be the second wife of the country's first and longest-serving Prime Minister, Dr. Eric Williams.
I knew Soy, his wife. We grew up in Sackville Street together. And she met me by the street corner one day, and she told me that she's going to the continent. Eric is taking her to the continent. And she was overjoyed to think that she will go to London and Paris and Rome and wherever. She and her sister were working on some papers that he had to carry. And she collapsed. She was taken to the hospital. She died 2 days later. He never spoke about her after that. I don't think he could take it, because the two of them, they were devoted to each other.
In the 70 years since the historic 1946 election, Mrs. Ahau has remained politically active and engaged, voting in every general election, despite being disappointed with the electorate's lack of development.
Somehow, the people who are voting don't know what they're voting for. The majority of voters don't know what they're voting for. They're voting just because they belong to that class or they belong to that party, something like that. They're not voting with any real purpose.
Still, she continues to keep faith with the democratic process.